Good evening. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler. Welcome to the weather map discussion for Saturday, the 3rd of September, 2022. And on the title slide tonight on this video, I'm showing a sunrise just offshore of Virginia Beach, a very beautiful looking sunrise on Friday, the 2nd of September, 2022. You can see some of the higher clouds above the disk of the sun yesterday morning, on Friday morning, the 2nd of September. All right, so let's take a look at things here, and we'll move into the discussion tonight. All right, so starting off with the infrared satellite image here on the left for this evening, the 3rd of September, 2022, showing a little bit of cloudiness out west in the parts of western Montana. Some enhanced or colder cloud tops associated with some precipitation, which you can clearly see here in the right-hand image, the radar image here. Some showers occurring across parts of western Montana this evening. In addition, you'll notice we do have quite a bit of colder cloud tops across parts of New Mexico, generally south of the United States border. And that is in association with a tropical system, a tropical cyclone there in the vicinity of Baja. A lot of moisture is coming up from the system. Additionally, we see some higher or colder cloud tops across parts of southern and southeastern Texas, another area over northern Oklahoma, another area of colder cloud tops over the Quad Cities right now, there along the Illinois-Iowa border. Additionally, we have some showers and thunderstorms across the Ohio River Valley, generally from Kentucky. The heaviest is Kentucky southward this evening, generally along the western portions of Tennessee and the Memphis area, and also working down along the Gulf Coast, Interstate 10. We're seeing some colder cloud tops associated with some precipitation, as well as the Florida Peninsula. Additionally, just north of the U.S. border there in southeastern Canada, for example, the city of Ottawa in Canada, and just outside of Montreal is seeing some showers and thunderstorms as well. Looking over the northern plains, things look really great this evening on the satellite image. Nothing as far as clouds go, so it's looking very nice. Here is the radar image on the right. I already alluded to the precipitation occurring across parts of northwest Montana and into parts of northern Idaho even. Additionally, you see that moisture, that rain showing up in association with tropical moisture and a tropical cyclone over the eastern Pacific. And we do see some scattered showers that are moving up into parts of Arizona and western New Mexico, southern Colorado, as well as the far southeastern area of Utah for this evening. Main action, if you have travel plans this evening, going across Interstate 80 through Ohio, even along parts of Interstate 70 in southern Ohio. Generally, you're looking into southern Illinois and central Illinois, as well as the Quad Cities. You'll notice some wet roadways on Interstate 80 going through the Quad Cities this evening due to some showers and storms, as well as parts of lower Michigan. And again, I already alluded to this area up in Ottawa, just outside of Montreal, Canada. Again, a little bit of moisture and some rain this evening. Looking at the surface analysis for this evening, Saturday, 3 September 2022, we do see an area of low pressure, a 1011 millibar low across parts of eastern Washington state with a frontal boundary extending southward from it. And that's what's out ahead of it. It's producing some showers and storms across parts of Montana and in northern Idaho. There is that tropical system I alluded to there off of Baja. A lot of that moisture is coming up on that counterclockwise rotation around this tropical system, this tropical storm. Additionally, we see a frontal boundary just snaking its way across parts of western Montana, down, looks like pretty much on the front range of the Rockies into parts of eastern Wyoming and then eastern Colorado. And then we see that front sagging to the south as a cold front, extending from an area of low pressure across southwestern Wisconsin. You see this area, this cold front extending south and southwestward, approaching the Quad Cities, as well as working its way southward into parts of Kansas and Missouri. An area of low pressure is also located along the eastern Arkansas area, 1017 millibar, a weak low pressure system there. And another frontal boundary is just starting to dissipate at this point. It's a stationary boundary just kind of washing out. We do see two main areas of surface high pressure on this evening's surface analysis. The one is positioned at 1028 millibar high over eastern North Dakota, and the other is off the coast of Massachusetts, the southeast coast of Massachusetts this evening. It's a 1025 millibar high. that is ridging southwestward into parts of the Mid-Atlantic, including the D.C. area this evening. Looking at the 300 millibar wind speed forecast for Sunday, the 4th of September 2022. Now, 300 millibars, why is this important? This is the area in the atmosphere where we find the jet stream, and that jet stream kind of acts as a guide. It pushes along storm systems from west to east, generally in the middle latitudes where we live in the United States. And so we always want to look at the jet stream as we get closer later into the fall and definitely in the winter. I'll break down some key aspects of the jet stream, that feature known as a jet max, or accelerated region of wind speed within the jet axis itself, which can act to induce a surface storm development. But I'll get into that later down the line. Looking at Sunday morning, the 4th of September, the chart here on the left, showing quite a jet max coming in from the north, basically just off the northwestern coast of the United States on into parts of western Canada and the British Columbia area. Winds are generally in this jet max on the order of 120 knots to 130 knots, so quite strong and intense at this point. We do see that there is an upper level high that's positioned, or the upper level high positioned over parts of western Nevada, and we do see a little bit of accelerated region of wind speed across northern Montana for Sunday morning. But most of the jet stream, the strongest winds are residing well to the north with the main jet stream axis across Canada. As far as the identification of long wave troughs and ridges, we do see a long wave ridge extending from the upper high from Nevada, working its way northeastward into parts of the Dakotas as well as Minnesota for tomorrow morning. Looking at the Sunday evening map on the right, showing the accelerated region of winds there, the jet max, kind of getting stretched out a little bit. We do see stronger wind speeds, 90 knot plus wind speeds at 300 millibars from the southwest direction across parts of Seattle and southwestern Canada on up into the Alberta province. We do see a long wave ridge, generally located over central Canada, with a bit of a troughing feature, a long wave trough across parts of southeastern Canada by Sunday evening. In general, we do see another little area of higher wind speeds, generally over southeastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, West Tennessee into Kentucky. And those wind speeds are on the order of 32 to 40 knots there across this particular area. And another similar area, 32 to 40 knot winds at 300 millibars, draped across parts of New England, from New York State through Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, as well as parts of Massachusetts for Sunday, the 4th of September. Look at the 500 millibar wind heights and vorticity for Sunday, 4th September, Sunday morning on the left, showing an area of positive vorticity associated with a closed low. And then we do see a little bit of troughing extending southward into Montana from that closed low. A major upper level high, 594 decameter high, situated over the desert southwest. We do see some shortwave ridging out ahead of the shortwave trough over Montana, so we see that shortwave ridging going into parts of the Dakotas. Additionally, there is an area of positive vorticity over Illinois for Sunday morning. Just a closed low, it looks like, there at 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. And then a very weak gradient from Florida up into the mid-Atlantic for Sunday morning. Not much of a gradient at all, as these solid height contours, these black lines, are pretty much non-existent over this area. Looking at Sunday evening here on the right, that shortwave trough that was over Montana in the morning is now pivoted eastward towards northwestern parts of North Dakota. The shortwave trough is pretty weak overall. It doesn't extend very far south as far as the trough axis goes. The upper high at 594 decameters remains entrenched across parts of Nevada and Utah for Sunday evening. The main jet stream winds, based on the tight, thick contour packing here, are going to be associated with, or generally be located over parts of western Canada, with a shortwave ridge over the top of this upper level low. And then we see the main jet stream remains into parts of Canada, southeastern and eastern Canada for Sunday evening. Looking at the 700 millibar vertical velocity heights for Sunday, the 4th of September 2022, Sunday morning, we do see some positive vertical velocity values indicating upward vertical motion or lifting in the atmosphere, associated with clouds and showers across Montana. Additionally, we see some positive vertical velocity values across parts of the Ohio River Valley southward towards the deep south states of Mississippi, Alabama, as well as parts of Florida, including the Jacksonville area. Another look here at the Sunday evening vertical velocity and heights at 700 millibars. Generally showing very similar areas here. Generally in northwest North Dakota, there's some positive vertical velocity, as well as over parts of the Ohio River Valley. Notice this feature here over the ocean, generally the bottom right-hand portion of this image. That is associated with Tropical Storm Earl, and I'll get more to the tropics here in a moment. Looking at the 850 millibar wind speed forecast for Sunday, for September 2022, Sunday morning on the left, showing higher wind speeds generally across parts of the northeastern Pacific Ocean off the northwestern U.S. coastline. Additionally, we see some higher wind speeds over parts of Montana at 850 millibars or 5,000 feet above the ground for tomorrow morning on Sunday morning. There are some other pockets of stronger wind speeds across parts of eastern Tennessee and eastern Kentucky. And then you can definitely see this green shading here indicating wind speeds in excess of 22 to 24 knots at 850 millibars in association with Tropical Storm Earl. Looking at the Sunday evening map here on the right for the 850 millibar wind speeds, generally looking at the higher wind speeds on the order of 20 to 25 knots across parts of the Dakotas by Sunday evening. And really there's some pockets, but I mean the wind isn't super strong at 850 millibars over parts of Illinois, eastern Kentucky once more. But in general, things look pretty good. Surface wind forecast, if you got any travel plans for Sunday, the 4th of September 2022, here's Sunday morning. Strongest winds are going to remain off the California coast over the eastern Pacific. Additionally, we do have some winds in excess of 10 to 15 knots across the western North Dakotas and South Dakota area, as well as parts of Montana. Also some higher winds over the western Atlantic Ocean, and there are those stronger winds at the surface, generally in the order of 20 to 24 knots associated with Earl. And then on Sunday evening, looking really good across the United States as a whole. The strongest wind speeds remaining offshore over the waters of the eastern Pacific off the California coast. And then also there's some higher wind speeds across the Dakotas. But in general, not super strong winds tomorrow. The gradient isn't very sharp yet or very steep yet. Looking at the precipitation forecast for Sunday, 4 September 2022, here Sunday morning. Look at the west coast. I mean, anywhere from Des Moines, Iowa, westward, all the way to the Pacific coast. We are absent of any precipitation on Sunday morning. The main focus of rain, if you got travel plans, will be along Interstate 70 and 80 through Ohio, as well as Interstate 70, Interstate 65 in Indiana, as well as Interstate 74, Interstate 70 into Illinois. Also parts of Interstate 55 crossing the Mississippi River from Missouri on into Illinois. Working our way southward, looks like a wet go across Interstate 65 in Alabama, parts of Interstate 75 in Georgia. And then the main focus for tomorrow morning, heavier showers will be generally right along the southeast Texas coast, just south of portions of southern Louisiana. Looking at the forecast for Sunday evening on the right, we do see a few scattered showers starting to work their way into Seattle. And then we also see some heavier rain shower activity across the eastern United States by Sunday evening, the 4th of September. Heaviest rains along Interstate 10 from Jacksonville right on down through Pensacola, Panama City, Mobile, Biloxi, on over to New Orleans, and also southern Texas, far southern Texas, looking for some heavier showers by tomorrow evening. Additionally, across parts of the Ohio River Valley and Tennessee River Valley, also looking wet. And then even extending further east by evening into parts of Pennsylvania, New York State, and Massachusetts. And so these are your areas. If you have travel plans tomorrow across the eastern United States, these are the areas that will be wet. Looking at the forecast high temperatures for Sunday, 4 September 2022, coolest temperatures settle in nicely across Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, into parts of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. High temperatures are generally going to be in the 70s to potentially right around 80, maybe 81 degrees across this area of the United States, so not too bad. The warmest temperatures are going to extend up the eastern seaboard. You can see this little maroon shading here, coloring, and also the lighter brown shading of Florida, where the temperatures are going to be in the 90s for highs, but anywhere from 85 to 90 along the Interstate 95 corridor for Sunday, from Georgia right on up to South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Interstate 95, Interstate 64. Working our way northward to Baltimore, D.C., as well as Philadelphia, New York City. Working our way, continuing northward to Hartford, Connecticut, and up into Massachusetts. So we do have a warmer area along the eastern seaboard for tomorrow, warm and muggy conditions. And then we also see another very hot pocket of air across parts of northern Texas and southern Oklahoma with highs in the low to mid-90s, working our way northward along the front range of the Rockies. Parts of western Nebraska, South Dakota, and North Dakota, high temperatures 95 to 100. Same thing for eastern Montana and eastern Wyoming tomorrow, going to be another hot day. Working our way down into California, just seems like a broken record with the heat. Another hot day tomorrow in San Diego with a high temperature of 91. Even San Francisco is getting in on the act and getting quite warm. Additionally, Phoenix, high 107, Vegas 106, and then that heat, the northern extent of the hottest air, gets it up into parts of southern Idaho, where Boise should see a high around 98 tomorrow. Looking at the forecast low temperatures for Sunday night, the 4th of September, into Monday morning, Labor Day, the 5th of September, we're looking at very warm low temperatures south of Interstate 40, lows overall in the lower 70s. Additionally, as we work our way north of Interstate 40, we start getting low temperatures more in line of the mid to upper 60s. And then working our way north of Interstate 80 into parts of the upper Midwest, temperatures will be down into the 50s, for example, in Minneapolis, St. Paul, International Falls, Minnesota, as well as parts of central Wisconsin by Monday morning, the 5th of September. Very warm, low temperatures again over parts of the valleys, the far southeastern deserts of California. Low temperatures remaining in the 80s again. A nice cool off at night, at least, over parts of the Pacific Northwest with low temperatures in the 50s. And you can see all the way down the Rocky Mountains, low temperatures generally in the 40s and 50s for Monday, the 5th of September. Looking at the upper air extended forecast now, I'm showing you the 500 millibar height anomalies, blue indicating below normal heights, orange above normal heights. Above normal heights associated with ridges and dry and warmer air. The blue coloring is the upper level troughs, lower than normal heights, and with cooler temperatures and unsettled, more showery precipitation potential. So in general, by the time we get to mid-September here on the left, we're looking at a shortwave trough generally located off the Pacific Northwest, so we should see some cooler temperatures across the Pacific Northwest, a little bit of a pattern change by the middle of the month. We will see an area of above normal heights and some ridging, shortwave ridging across parts of Iowa, Minnesota, northward into parts of central Canada, and then there'll be another trough just off of the Canadian Maritimes by mid-September. Looking at the 17th of September here on the right, you'll notice that the trough feature remains in place, upper level trough across the U.S. West Coast, which should act to help cool the temperatures down across Washington State, Oregon, Northern California by this point. And then we will see a upper level ridge generally across the central U.S., a little bit of weak troughing along the eastern seaboard by the 17th of September. Looking at the temperature anomaly extended forecast, this is going to be this upcoming Thursday, the 8th of September, and you can see where all the above normal heat is, all those above normal temperatures from California to Nevada to eastern Washington. Now this is a little bit before we get to this stage. So this is the 15th of September. That's when the pattern change could take place across this portion of the country, the Pacific Northwest area. But even on the 8th of September, look at how warm, 15 to 20 degrees above normal for Montana, Wyoming, into parts of Utah, Idaho, and yeah, it just keeps continuing on the same pattern. Slightly cooler than normal temperatures on the 8th of September across the Midwest, including parts of Illinois and Michigan and Indiana, and also down along the deep south where there's going to be a lot of clouds and precipitation. Look at the map here on the right showing the temperature anomaly forecast for Saturday, the 10th of September, basically a week from today, showing the warmth and the heat still remaining before the pattern change takes place mid-month there across the Pacific Northwest, still remaining quite hot. Additionally, we have a cooler pocket of air across the upper Midwest from Minnesota and the Dakotas on up into Canada by the 10th of September. And then we have an area of above normal temperatures along the Ohio River Valley, into parts of Indiana, Ohio, on up into New England, where temperatures could be on the order of 3 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. Looking at the official Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook, here's a temperature outlook taking us through, both of these maps are taking us through the 13th of September. So the probabilities of above normal temperatures are greatest across parts of Colorado into Nebraska and Kansas for the period, as well as parts of Pennsylvania, New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, right on down to New York City, New Jersey, parts of D.C., looking to stay very warm or above normal. Below normal temperatures sitting here along the deep south, along the central Gulf Coast states, and then near normal temperatures across parts of Montana and northern Idaho. Looking at the precipitation outlook, you can see where the above normal precipitation is, and it coincides pretty nicely with this below normal temperature expectation. So lots of clouds and precip in the deep south. Above normal precipitation from parts of West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and then below normal areas up to the north, across Wisconsin, Minnesota, as well as North Dakota. Here's a look at the tropical update for the North Atlantic. We currently have 2 tropical storms out there. We have Danielle, which is well to the north, and then we have Earl, which has formed over the last 12 hours or so. Bottom line here is Danielle's heading out to sea further away from the U.S., and Earl is also expected to turn north and then northeast and head out. So we're not expecting neither of these systems. There's no threat to the United States at this point in time as far as tropical systems go. I just wanted to show you what was happening. And then finally, to end today's video, here's a Hampton Roads 7-day forecast. More specifically, what we're looking for the remainder of the Labor Day weekend is partly sunny skies, remaining very warm, highs in the middle to upper 80s, overnight lows in the lower 70s, and you'll notice the theme throughout the Tuesday through Saturday period. And not much change in the high temperatures, generally ranging from 82 to 84 degrees between Tuesday and Saturday, and then low overnight lows generally right around 70 as a whole. We could see some scattered PM storms on Tuesday as well as some showers on Wednesday. We are expecting a cold front to move through the area between Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll be in the warm sector ahead of the front on Tuesday, so we could see some storms. And then by Wednesday, we get winds to shift around to the northeast. Could be quite breezy, actually, with some showers. And then things dry out nicely as we head into next week with highs in the low 80s. All right, that wraps things up tonight on the video, on the latest update. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the Spot on Weather YouTube channel. Hopefully, this is giving you everything you definitely are looking for as far as the upcoming planning, what you have going on. And that wraps it up. So until next time, everybody, take care and God bless. Have a great evening.